Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov versus Tony El Cucuy Ferguson is the co-main event of UFC 209, easily the most stacked UFC pay-per-view event so far in 2017. I'm Flyin Brian J. This is MMAmania.com. Just one thing I want you to notice on the tail of the tape, and that is Ferguson is going to enjoy a 6-inch reach advantage over Nurmagomedov. He's going to use that to keep his opponent at distance with some lengthy strikes, kicks to the body, and straight punches, and he also uses his long arms on the ground to sink in those darsh chokes. Now let's talk about the matchup, starting with Khabib. Now, he's as close to a one-trick pony as we're ever going to get in the sport right now. You know, him and Damian Maia, they just want to get the fight to the ground, and they are really, really good there. On the feet, Khabib, he's hittable. When it's at a distance and he's not pressing forward, he's really good at just getting out of range of strikes. But when he is determined to get a takedown and he's pushing forward, kind of throwing looping punches, his head movement is not superior. It's not great, and he is very, very hittable. But on the ground, of course, he chains takedown attempts together really well. He'll shoot in on a double leg, maybe bear crawl into it, and then however he can get his opponent down, he will do that. Grab an ankle, do an ankle pick, put him on their back, maybe a trip, maybe a hip toss throw, whatever it is. This guy, if he gets in on some hips or on a leg, he's probably going to get you to the ground. Now, Tony Ferguson, I think that he's going to be competitive with Khabib on the ground, and that's going to be a little bit of a shock to the Eagle, because if he goes for one of those bear crawl takedowns against Ferguson, well, El Cucuy is going to sink in one of those darsh chokes, maybe a front choke, guillotine choke, whatever it is. It would be horrible for Khabib to try to go in on one of those bear crawling takedowns. And then on the ground, Tony, he's good at looking for submissions off of his back, getting his long legs in his opponent's, get that butterfly guard and get back to his feet. He's just really, really dynamic in all areas of the game, and on the ground, I think that he's going to really surprise Khabib with his abilities there. On the feet, of course, Tony Ferguson is going to have an advantage. Now, both of these guys have been rocked lately, but I want to say that what I got from that is that they are both really mentally tough, and they are going to persevere through all kinds of adversity. So I'm really happy that this is a 25-minute fight. At first I was like, why is this an interim belt? We're throwing out these stupid belts like candy, but it's great because we actually get a 25-minute fight, and that right there I think favors Tony Ferguson. So let's go over some things here. Tony Ferguson, he has the advantage because it's a longer fight, and as it goes on, I think that he could get better and better as the fight progresses. Two is that Tony Ferguson, he's going to have an advantage on the feet because he's way more dynamic than Khabib. He'll throw spinning techniques. Those stepping in elbows are violent and brutal and beautiful all at the same time. He throws these really straight punches that, while they're not really, really powerful, he will hit you with enough of them that he could wobble really anybody with those. The straight kicks that he'll throw to the body, and just the dynamism of his stance switching and the general game that Tony Ferguson uses in the stand-up, that is a distinct advantage over Khabib. Now, on the ground, Khabib, yes, he should have a little bit of an advantage, but I think that Tony Ferguson is really going to surprise him in that area. So who am I picking to win this fight? I just have to go with the guy who's more dynamic, and that is Tony El Cucuy Ferguson. And that's a shock, I know. Khabib, though, if he gets the fight to the ground early and he really hurts Ferguson and wears him out like he did to Michael Johnson, well, then Khabib will take over. But I don't see that happening. I think that on the ground, Tony will be able to hold his own early, and then like in the second round against Michael Johnson, Khabib went for those desperate takedowns from super far away. He's going to throw one of those out, and Tony Ferguson is going to sink in a darsh choke submission. Tell me who you're picking in the comment section down below. Please give the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on my next video. Namaste.